Hey guys, Robin MacFarlane back doing a little bit of proofing with this dog and his place command today. Adding some proofing reliability, which means we're adding more distance, more distraction to the whole concept of staying on his place as I walk away or open the door, and we're going to be adding the doorbell later on. So I'm going to narrate some of this. I'm going to stay silent so you can kind of hear what I'm doing when you're watching, and let's go through it together.
There you go, good boy.
One thing you'll notice is a leash on the dog. I got a real light little training line on there. You should have a leash on in this early part of the training. The leash allows you to help the dog, and of course you'll notice I'm using a fair amount of body language too. I walk toward if he makes a mistake, which kind of pushes him back. For instance, right there, he makes a mistake.
Yes.
I start to tap that button to mark that he's made the mistake, but I also am stepping forward to help him get back there, and then following up with the treats, with the praise.
Very nice.
The whole idea here is, of course, to teach him to remain on there for pause on his little place until I give him permission, which we're always teaching the permission cue to break, which I use break. You can use okay or whatever you want. But the permission cue allows him to get up when I decide that it's okay.
Break. Failing place.
Escorting him back. That's probably one of the hardest things, is for him to learn to go back on their own. So, or ascend away takes a while. So be sure to escort the dog to the place when you're doing this early phase of the learning. He'll figure it out pretty quickly, as you're going to notice here.
Place.
Now there we're getting him back. Watch the body language I'm using to kind of guide him up there instead of the leash that time. Your whole goal obviously is to be able to do this around your house. When the door rings, you want to be able to send the dog to the place verbally. These are the steps that we're taking to get to that end goal.
Good boy. Good boy.
Very good.
Yes, you're a good boy, aren't you? Yes.
Now you're going to watch a mistake here that I'm going to make in a minute. Remember when we're talking about distraction, distance, everything matters? I dropped that treat definitely too close to him. He's not ready for that. Had I dropped it behind me, he might have done fine, but I just got him right back up there on the place.
Place.
Remind everybody, of course, I'm using a remote collar. Y'all know that that's something that I specialize in. This is not the starting point of remote collar use. I want to make sure we make everybody aware of that. You got to do your collar conditioning first. If you need more information about that, of course, you'll find it on our website, that'smydog.com. And there you notice a change in body position. Important to do that kind of stuff. You're going to have people come in and sit down at your house. You're going to have little kids, and if you want the dog to stay on his place or his bed, he needs to have seen that concept and learned it before you can expect it and expose it to him in the real world. So that's why we're practicing different changes of body position as well. Opening the door again, I stay facing him. I want to be able to help him as quickly as possible if he makes that mistake. There I'm adding in that tap, tap, tap like I always do, guiding him back up onto the place, rewarding as soon as he gets there. So we're marking both, oops, you made a mistake, and yes, you got it right now. Now we're going to add in the doorbell sound here. As soon as the doorbell rings, I send him to the place. No background noise with other dogs in the building.
Place. Who's here?
And that was, you're going to notice I interrupt there the barking. I use the collar to tell him quiet. Want to get him back on track. I think, you know, that's one of the values, obviously, of being able to use the remote collar, is being able to do that from a distance. If I actually had guests at the door and I want to be able to instruct my dog to be quiet or help him get back on the place, then I need a means to do it without always having to walk away my guests. And again, the collar conditioning is super important that he had learned that first.
Place. Place. Good. Who's here?
Very good. So you can see a lot of variables that we're adding into the training today. We're adding a little bit of distance. I'm getting farther away. We're adding the distraction of me opening the door, the doorbell ringing. Obviously, there's other dogs in the building. We've got daycare going on back there. But he's definitely figuring this out. The whole thing is, remember, you got to help him. We got that leash on the dog. We're using body language. We're using the treats to mark yes and reward him. We're using the button tap to mark when he makes a mistake. So you guys have a good day and keep training your dog, keep practicing, and we'll see you next time.
Get on your place. Place.